Hi, Watch Me Wednesday, welcome, and I have a very special guest today, really exciting. Dr. Kevin Campbell is with me. Dr. Campbell is a nationally recognized cardiologist, and you can learn a lot more about him at drkevincampbellmd.com. Now, Dr. Campbell, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today.
And so you're one of the doctors out there that has embraced social media. You know, not a lot of doctors have embraced social media yet. Tell me, how did you come to start using social media?
So I recognize that social media is really where our patients are and where we really need to be if we're going to connect with more and more patients. It's very difficult oftentimes to teach patients one-on-one, but if you can teach them about their disease process in the world of social media, you really can make a bigger impact.
Why do you think so many doctors are reluctant to start using social media tools like Facebook and Twitter?
I think one of the things is that I don't think that everybody understands the time commitment involved, and it is a dedicated time commitment when you involve yourself in Twitter and Facebook and blogging, and I think a lot of folks just don't think they have the time, and they also don't really see the value or the return on investment for using social media products.
Have you been able to see any of that return on investment in terms of your own use of social media?
Absolutely. Certainly been recognized by local media outlets. For example, one day I was tweeting about dying of a broken heart on Valentine's Day. The local anchor from the NBC affiliate in North Carolina called me and said, let's do a story today on Valentine's Day about dying of a broken heart, and so that was a great return on investment.
Yes, yes. Well, I imagine as a cardiologist, you are in a unique position to talk about dying of a broken heart.
It's very interesting. That week, a study came out that showed that patients who died of heart attacks, their family members were at increased risk for suicide, depression, and actually death within the first 6 weeks after that death. So it was very timely.
Wow.
We talked about that.
Speaking of family, you mentioned to me, you and I have something in common. We both have daughters. And part of your mission, you know, is around, your own daughter.
Correct. So my daughter is 11 years old. She's in middle school, healthy and happy. But when she was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with insulin-dependent diabetes. She wears an insulin pump. She has lots of challenges that normal children don't have. What we know is that women, in particular with diabetes, have complications. They have heart disease, they have stroke, they have issues with their kidneys. My mission is to make sure that we serve the underserved. Classically, women are underserved and undertreated with respect to coronary artery disease and sudden cardiac death. I want to make sure that they're educated physicians and the public is educated about these disparities in care so that when my daughter is older, she has someone to care for her.
Yeah, well, I love that. I actually really strongly believe that social media is the great equalizer of our time, and that it does give an opportunity for those traditionally underserved to have a fighting chance to connect to information and to learn.
Absolutely. I think social media is so wonderful, at least from my standpoint. I can educate one patient at a time. I can educate hundreds of thousands of patients at a time. I can actually consult with other physicians in my field about how to handle a very difficult case. And one of the real benefits as a physician is you help develop your reputation as a key opinion leader in your field because you're willing to put yourself out there and take a stand and react to things that are in the media through blogging and tweeting and what have you.
Excellent. So last question for you, Dr. Campbell. If you're a doctor out there, if there's a doctor out there who's unsure and still feels a little overwhelmed by this whole social media thing, what would you say is the very first step that they should take in sort of starting to go social?
I think it's really important to understand what it's all about, and so I would go out and I would search for just a Google search for some blogs and read some physician initiated blogs. I'd sign up for a Twitter account and search, hashtag medicine and things like that, and get a sense for what folks tweet about. Certainly go to my website. It links to everything I do in social media, and I feel like that, I've been a leader in social media, particularly in cardiology, for the last 3 years, and I think that it's a good example of how to do it right.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us today. If you don't want to die of a broken heart, Do check out Dr. Campbell's website, drkevincampbellmd.com, and have a likable day.